Other than the members, the Internet Protocol will also bring in a paradigm shift for the National Stock Exchange's business model.
Once this backbone is put in, look at the kind of products we can seamlessly introduce. We have introduced currency derivatives on this, interest rate derivatives on this, mutual funds on this. Now we started with a fast broadcast. Now we are going in for a tick-by-tick data. Further to that, there are other works going on to improve the DMA and algo. And these are some of the direct business products which have been introduced. And currently, the capacity utilization of the network, whichever is put in, is something like 5% or 10%. That means you can have 10% growth with this kind of a backbone. It is like when you are creating a telecom infrastructure, you will look at 10 years further, and you will build an infrastructure. So we have built in capacity which is going to help you in introducing any kind of product, any kind of innovation, what you want to take care of your business, seamlessly integrated with the disaster recovery site. Anytime in case if there is any problem with the primary site, without even a member having to know, we can seamlessly switch back to the DR site, and we would be able to do the trading from the DR site also.
The benefits are huge for the members and the exchange. As a CIO, we know what you're waiting for, the modus operandi. So how did the NSE and the vendors execute this project?
In all, about 50 to 100 people were working on this project for implementation. And it had happened over a planning of 3 months, and then implementation started somewhere in the last year, August, and we finished it somewhere in June or this year. And we have migrated now about 3,000 VSAT locations and about 4,000 lease line locations. And every month you can see about 200 to 300 lines getting added to this. And the capacity is growing every day. What we did is implementation, we broke it into 4 pieces. The first part of it is without touching the exchange side. Member side we converted into IP first. So that all the 5,000 locations of the members are converted into IP. That is stage 1 of de-risking. Then we picked up about 30 volunteers who went through a pilot process which de-risked the software as well as the exchange side equipments, whatever was getting changed. Those 30 people were put on to pilot for about 3 months. And we ironed out all the software glitches as well as ironed out any infrastructure difficulties. We ironed out all these things. Then the rollout started. That phase we called it as coexistence phase. At that point, both the X.25 and the IP infrastructure was running together. And members were asked to slowly migrate. You take one line and migrate about 100 users, and once you are satisfied, you move the other one. In case of any difficulty, the X.25 infrastructure was also available. People were able to switch back, and they were able to continue their trading, and it was the business as usual. And the last stage, once everything was checked out, slowly we started retiring all the X.25 equipments, and it took us about 8 to 12 months to retire these equipments.
Vendor management is also an important aspect to any successful project. So what was NSE's vendor management strategy?
The project itself is done in a model called Build, Own, and Refresh, BOOR model. And it is completely outsourced to a single network integrator. In this case, HCL Comnet is the single network integrator. All the service providers, HCL was to coordinate with all the service providers. So we did not take the burden of talking to the 10 service providers. We appointed a network integrator. In this case, it is HCL Comnet. And we told them that each and every point of presence, there has to be at least 2 service providers. And in all the 5 service providers were taken on the backbone. And the responsibility, one single point responsibility was given to the network integrator. And we validated the design, and we were monitoring through a PMO, Project Management Office. We were monitoring the entire progress. And the responsibility was with a single network integrator. In this case, it is HCL Comnet. Cisco, being Cisco, and they have the 80% share in the IP market, we said that we will take advantage of their expertise and build a network which is going to be very, very useful to this nation. And from Cisco's perspective, they took it as a national project, and they were more than involved in the project to make it as a success. That is another ownership created with them, that saying that this is the kind of network what we are going to build, which is going to be of national importance.